Hey everybody, welcome to the Mark Parham podcast. I really wanted to talk about this Donald Trump indictment. Well, first of all, let me tell you guys that I'm on Spotify. You can follow me on Spotify at Mark Parham podcast. You just type that in, Mark Parham podcast, and I'll pop up. But anyway, I wanted to talk about this Donald Trump situation. I think this indictment, I think it's crazy that we're going after Donald Trump, but we have folks like Hillary Clinton floating out there that have done all sorts of stuff behind the scenes and, different things with foreign countries. And nobody questions her record. Nobody really looks into what she's done. Nobody really looks into what Bill Clinton has done. I mean, they're able to go to Broadway plays and, travel different countries and be greeted by different leaders. And nobody's looking into the Clintons, and I would go as far as to say nobody's really looking into Joe Biden that much. I mean, you're hearing every once in a while a news story will pop up where somebody's looking into this and looking into that, but nothing's really being done. I mean, Republicans really need to speed up the pace and you know start some investigations, do something. If they have to bring in Hillary Clinton, if they have to bring in Bill Clinton, they should do it because I mean, this is insane. I think this is the first time a president in the United States, I'm not sure, but I think it's the first time U.S. president has ever been indicted like this. And so, is this what America's turned into, a place where you can't express yourself and, a place where, we're going to sit up and if we don't like what you have to say and we want to, end your campaign, we're going to sit up and, use, certain tactics to, screw up an election. And the only reason why they did this is because Donald Trump is in the lead. He has a great chance of beating Joe Biden. So what do? They say, well, we can't get rid of him because so many folks like him. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a way to smear his name in the media. We're going to find a way to, stop his chances to become president. I mean, if this whole situation didn't happen, Donald Trump has a great chance of winning again. And they know that. And so these are the tactics that the Democrats use. And, going forward, I think we're only seeing the beginning. I think, Democrats are going to, if Joe Biden's reelected, Democrats are going to use certain government agencies to lock people up, to smear them in the media, just like they're doing right now. But I think it's going to get even worse. This is the type of stuff that you hear about in other countries. We always talk about China and we always talk about North Korea and all these other countries, but we're doing it right here. And it's really sad that this is happening. I just find it amazing considering, I mean, all it takes is a quick Google search and you would see that a lot of our former presidents have done something in the past or, it's amazing to me. So again, this is the only way they could get Donald Trump, messed up and out of the race to be president. I think he still said that he's going to run for, president. He's not going to step down or anything like that or, sit and be quiet. But, are people really going to sit back and say, well, you know what, I want that guy to be my president because X, Y, and Z. So I find this to be it's a sad situation. I hope that this isn't a pattern in America. I hope that we don't sit up and just because we don't like somebody or their point of view that we find all of these ways to use government agencies to silence people. Because if we're going to do this, then we're no better than the countries we talk about. And, Donald Trump was against all these wars. He was against, people coming into our country illegally. And the news media went crazy. I mean, it's insane that we're at a period of time, we're in a period of time where, closing the border is controversial. But, I couldn't go over to Mexico or I couldn't just randomly go over to China or I couldn't randomly just go over to France somewhere. But it's controversial for a U.S. president to say, well, you know what, we don't mind people coming to America, but first they have to, at least follow our rules and acclimate themselves. And we're right now we're living in the twilight zone. I know I'm rambling, but we're in the twilight zone right now, where stuff that's good for our country is considered bad. Telling somebody to have to wait in line to have a country that wants a border, to have a country that wants a strong economy, to create jobs and things like that. That is like looked at as a bad thing. I've never seen a period of time like this. And again, I know I always say this, but it wasn't this bad under Bill Clinton. People can say all they want about Bill Clinton, but at least the Democrats, in the '90s had a little bit more common sense. We're in a period of time where it's just everything is. I mean, you have Democrats telling folks that there's multiple genders and they don't know the difference between a man and a woman. Just crazy stuff. And so, this is the only thing that they found a way to stop Donald Trump. They know they couldn't beat him. If people had to go to the polls if people had to vote for him, they know they couldn't stop him. So what do? We sit up and, have false charges and smear his name to the media and all this other stuff. And I know I'm rambling, but I think this is insane right now. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Democrats, not Democrats, but if Republicans still stick with Donald Trump, because after Trump and maybe after a few of these Democrats that are running, I don't know what to say. I don't, the Republican Party has to start fighting back. I mean, the Democrats right now, they're playing offense. They're getting people locked up. They're doing this. They're doing that. When are Republicans going to stand up? You hear all this tough talk, online and on the blogs and stuff like that. But when are Republicans going to sit up and start investigating some of these folks? It needs to happen immediately. I mean, if not, then the Republicans are no worse than the Democrats if they choose not to do anything. I've just never seen a period of time in American history like this, at least while I was living. This is something it's just amazing. And so the Republicans really need to step up their game, play some offense, and investigate some people. That's the only way that the American people are going to get to the truth. If you looked at the hearings with RFK Jr., and he's a Democrat, and you see how Democrats try to silence him and say he's a racist and all this other stuff. So if they're doing that to Democrats, imagine what they'll do to a Republican. So again, I'm rambling. Check out my podcast on Spotify. All you have to do is type in Mark Parham podcast.